saw that like April, somebody called me today. Everybody's just informing me.
What now?
She changed her social media profile pictures.
Oh. Oh.
It's just any changing anyone has done is just further down the hole. It's just, you're watching it going, bad, mistake, terrible, awful. We've got a picture where, now, wife swapping is one thing.
Okay.
That's degenerate. That's awful. You don't want that being public. You don't want some loudmouth blabbing to everybody.
No, you wouldn't want that, would you?
You swapped what? You don't want some guy who has no shame and is willing to make himself look like dog shit in order to just put that out there. You don't want that. But certainly what you don't want is, let's say you're like a traditional Christian dad. And you pitch yourself that way.
Yes.
Now, first of all, one of the main things about being a traditional Christian dad is you got to keep your kids. That's kind of the first rule of being a traditional Christian dad.
There's a second one.
What's that one?
You got to only put your dick in your wife.
I'm getting to that
Okay.
one. We got to take these trad steps one at a time. I know you and I aren't good at them. Both of us twice divorced. But we can,
It's a good club to be in.
Yeah, do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, we've learned.
First rule, I guess, is to not make them hungry and stinky. That's number one. Okay, number two, don't lose them. If you lose them, it puts a dent in the traditional Christian dad thing.
You mean like at a park or?
No, due to your terrible addictions and
to
behavior.
the authorities.
Yeah. Or anywhere. Don't lose them to the devil,
Right, yeah.
The other thing is, don't flaunt your affairs or let your mouthy fucking side piece flaunt your affairs in front of God and everybody. So somebody directs me to the social media pictures, and I'm not going to dwell on them. I'm not going to show them. I think it's kind of
Can you show me?
I'll show you, but I don't want to.
We need my reaction.
I'm going to be honest. I feel like I'm picking on people. I feel like I'm kicking dead dogs here, really. And
Gordy?
No, Gordy's still kicking. So I see this picture. I see this I see this picture, and the first thing I notice is, when you're using stimulants, the shine goes out of your hair and it appears ratty.
Oh, is that what happens?
First thing I noticed was, oh my God. It's a rat's nest.
I just picked up on something that's just like, that's not the person I knew.
What's that?
Just the whole thing.
Right. The other thing is, all right, fine, I'll put it up. Here's the...
It didn't take fucking much.
Here, because we're talking about it. So the hair, number one.
It is public info.
Dude. Number two, could we not... I'm going to try and use a respectable word here. Could we not pose like a harlot in a harem? Could we just pose like a person? Like, who poses like this? Who, like, isn't cruising for dick? You know what I mean? Like, who's a... Oh. And second of all, you got to have more cups than that. If you're going to do that pose. I'm sorry. Number three. And this is for the farms. This is for the Kiwis. You know how I said that if you're going to be a traditional dad and stuff, you don't flaunt your affairs in public or in front of your wife?
Yes.
Try to fucking keep it low-key and classy, like the old timers used to do back in the, the Mad Men guys.
Yeah.
Just get a little hotel thing here and there. Don't move the concubine in. Don't flaunt it in front of the wife who's already struggling enough mentally. Don't do this.
We'd have to care about your wife.
Good point. Now, I cannot speak exactly for where this plant is, so I'm not going to do that. I leave that up to the Kiwis. But this is such a harlot-y pose with the dried out hair, which I know what that's from, unfortunately. Okay, and then and these arms used to be so much more muscular. So anyway, this right here, this watch. You see the watch?
It's a big fucking watch.
Could you have a little bit of respect for the guy's wife? Could you have a little bit of respect for the fact that the guy has a wife and 5 children? That's Nick's watch she's wearing. I know this because she showed it to me when he gave it to her. Kayla, I gave Kayla like some like she got some steel toe tank tops and shit and like some clothes and some shit. April has this watch, and it's Nick's watch, and she's wearing it in her public profile picture as she's doing a fucking harlot pose next to some lilacs or whatever the fuck those are. I mean, it's just what am yeah.